I feel like I've been a good person lately. Is this karma? Like, why do I deserve this? I hope he brought me some food. Okay, so hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Simone. I'm here today to do a story time about my first apartment experience. So in my last video, I mentioned that I moved from Manassas, Virginia to PG County, Maryland. So like I mentioned in my video, I was just not the happiest living in such a remote area. I didn't live near any of my friends. There was nothing to really do. I was so used to living in DC and the hustle and bustle and just being able to just walk outside and have something fun to do or a place to eat or whatever. So I decided that I wanted to move back to the area. So there's this app called GroupMe that people at my school use a lot, and there's a group message on there for people looking for housing. So as I was getting closer to my move, I was just looking in the GroupMe, like looking to see if there were any apartments, or if there was just anybody subleasing or whatever. And I saw a girl post about how she was subleasing a two bedroom, two bathroom apartment in this place called UTC. UTC is like a student apartment building for students that go to Howard, Georgetown, University of Maryland, just everybody in the DMV area. It's in PG County, Maryland. It's right across from this mall called PG Plaza. I was really familiar with it. I've been there a bunch of times. Like I said, I used to go to Howard, so I had friends that lived there. And I had always seen people subleasing for rooms in the apartment building, but it was always a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, and the 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom would always be like $800 to $1,000 per room. And I just felt like that was a lot of money to be living with 3 other people, sharing a kitchen and a living room and a common area with 4 other people. I just felt like that was a lot of money. So I was just like, okay, that's not an option. But I saw a girl post that she was subleasing for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it was $979. And so if you've lived in UTC or you know anything about it, you know that's a really, really good deal. When you go on the website and you look at the 2-bedroom, 2-bath, each room is like $1,000 to $1,200, which is a lot of money. So I think I had contacted her like 2.5 weeks before the beginning of March. So I don't know what that date was, but I remember going to my aunt's room and I'm like, hey, I might be moving. And she was like, when? And I was like, oh, like 2 weeks. And she's like, oh my gosh, it's so fast. So yeah, I had contacted her like 2.5 weeks before the beginning of March, or I guess I should say before February ended. And she was like, yeah, you can move in March if you want. And I was like, oh, all right, bet. Like, I contacted her and I was like, I'll be passing through the DC area on this day. Can I come by and see the apartment? I had gone to Lessons Corner that day, which is in Virginia. It's about like 30-40 minutes outside of DC. And I had planned to go there that day, and I contacted her and I'm like, hey, I'm going to be close by. Can I come by today? And she was like, yeah. And then when it got closer to the time to go see the apartment, she never responded back to me. I was like, hey, like, I'm about to be on my way. Like, are we still on for today? And she never contacted me back. So I was like, okay, whatever. And so I contacted her again and was like, I'm going to be passing through the area. Can I come by then? She's like, yeah, that's fine. So as I got closer to DC, I texted her again and I was like, are we still on? She said yes. And then I was like, when we got probably maybe like 15 minutes away, she's like, hey, sorry, I'm running a little late. Like, just give me a second. And I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. And I already had kind of like a weird feeling because she had canceled on me once. She said she's running late. Felt like she's going to cancel on me again. So my aunt and I were waiting in the lobby, and in my head, I'm just like, I hope this girl isn't trying to like finesse me for money, or like, I hope she's not on anything weird. So she shows up, and when I see her and I meet her, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, she's a senior. She lives kind of far from campus. Like, she just seemed like a really, like, hectic person. Like, she just seemed super unorganized. She seemed like she always had, like, a lot going on. So when I met her, I'm like, okay, she's cool. She just needs to get it together. So I go in the apartment and it looks cool. I meet the other girl that lives there. She's really nice. It looked pretty clean. I see her room and it looked like she had like, well, she it didn't look like she was living there, but she still like had some of her stuff there. And so I told her, I was like, I'll probably come by this weekend to come get the key. And in my head, coming to get the key implies that I'm moving in. You know, like when you go to an apartment, any other regular apartment, when the day you pick up your keys is the day you're allowed to move in. And why would you not move in on that day? I texted her again during the week. I'm like, yeah, I should be there Saturday around this time. So Saturday rolls around and one of my friends was going to basic training. So me, her, and another one of my friends had planned to go out in DC for her last night, and she had never been to like the club or anything. So we're like, okay, we'll take you out. My plan was to get to the apartment, clean, move my stuff in as much as I could, set up as much stuff as I could, and then start getting ready to go out. The day I was supposed to come get the key from her and move in, I got off work, I think, at 3 o'clock. And when I got home, I low-key had more stuff to still pack than I realized. So I texted her and I was like, hey, sorry I'm going to be a little late. I hope that's okay. And she texted me back and she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, to come get the key from you to move in. She was like, I'm not ready. Can we postpone this on another day? Postpone this to another day? And I was like, no. And I feel like this is partially my fault because I probably should have texted her the day before, like, hey, is it still cool if I move in tomorrow? So she was like, can we postpone? I was like, no, I'm already halfway there and all my stuff is in the car. She's like, okay, well, I have an event on U Street until this time, so you're just gonna have to wait. I'm like, no, it's cool. I will come to you and get the key from you and start moving my stuff in. So I'm like stressing out. I'm like, oh, Simone, like, I just hope this isn't too good to be true. Like, there was already drama just trying to see the apartment, and I like saw what was going on with her life. So I'm like, oh, I just hope I don't have to move back to Manassas. I call my aunt because she's helping me drive my stuff up to the apartment. I call her and I'm like, hey, here's the address. Just go to the apartment. I have to go get the key in DC. She's like, okay. We get to the apartment. I think I had brought anything up. Yeah, I had just gone up to the apartment just to see it. So I get upstairs and I just have like this really weird feeling when I'm about to go in. I go in to the apartment. I go into the room I'm moving in. I walk in and I swear it was like in a scary movie where it's like, I felt like I was being punked or something. All her stuff that was there from 2 weeks ago when I had visited it was still there, like in the exact same spot. And I'm telling you, it's not just like a pillow, pair of shoes, some clothes. No, it's trash, it's hair, it's dirt, it's food that's just been left out sitting there. It's just a hot mess, and my heart like sunk into my stomach because I'm like, I have all these plans for today. I'm supposed to be cleaning and moving in so I can get ready to go out. And so I come back downstairs and I tell my aunt, and I'm like, her stuff is still there. And I said to my aunt, I was like, remember when we came a couple weeks ago and we saw her room? Yeah, everything is in the exact same spot. I took a break to charge my phone and eat a sandwich. I think I texted her and was like, when are you gonna come get the rest of this stuff? And she's like, well, I have work later on tonight, so I won't be back till like 1 a.m. And in my head, I was like, just woosahs. So I was like, if you want, I can just move it for you and we could just go about our day. You can come pick it up at another time. And in my head, I'm just like, I shouldn't have to do that. This stuff should have been gone before I even got here. Okay, maybe you're running a little late, you left a few things, but like, it was disgusting. The room was literally disgusting. Like, so I went and spent the night at my ex-boyfriend's house because I had nowhere else to go. I had nowhere to stay. Like, I wasn't about to spend all this time cleaning and picking up her things just so I have a place to lay my head. I was like, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna touch your things. Let's just, can you come tomorrow and get your stuff? So she was like, yeah, that's fine. Tomorrow rolls around and it's like 12 in the afternoon, I think. I text her and I'm like, what time are you gonna be there to get your things? She was like, I'll be there. I should be there around the same time tomorrow. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm about to do this bad girl style. I'm gonna get some trash bags and I'm gonna put all her stuff in trash bags and leave it in the hallway. Anyway, so I text her and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pack the rest of your things. You can't play with people's living situations like this. It's really unfair. What if I didn't have anywhere else to go? Like, this is just really messed up and inconsiderate. So I go to the apartment. I unpack all my bleach, my bathroom cleaner, my sponges, my gloves, my mask, and I just go to town. I just got a bunch of trash bags and threw everything of hers in trash bags. I was nice enough to put things that go together like in the same bags, and I was nice enough to not throw the trash that was already in her room with her belongings and actually in the trash where she should have put it. But I packed up all her things, and as I'm packing, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna find in here. There could be roaches. There's probably mold on this food. This is exactly why I had gloves and a mask. There could be mice in here, like dirty underwear, whatever. So I'm cleaning and I'm packing and I'm picking up her things, and I pick up, I don't know what it was, a shirt, pants, whatever. I pick it up and her dildo is on the floor. And I just screamed. I grabbed a bunch of her things and I wrapped it around it. Mind you, I already have gloves on. I wrapped all her things around it and just threw it in another bag and kept going. And so after everything was like bagged up, I threw it in the hallway, not of the apartment, in the hallway, like not in the building, but the hallway of the apartment. I put it in the hallway and I started cleaning. When I tell you I was gagging from the amount of bleach that I had to use in that bathroom, it took me probably like an hour just to clean all her stuff up and pack it up. But it took me another like hour and a half to literally scrub and clean her room. Like, I refused to lay my head anywhere in that room. Like, the walls in her actual room were brown. I found like dried sauce and very questionable stains in that room. Like, it was just filthy and disgusting. Ugh. So yeah, I cleaned up all her stuff and I put my stuff in the room, and then put all her stuff in the living room where my stuff was. And I texted her and I was like, your stuff's in the living room. Come get it when you want. I didn't really care at that point because my stuff was, the room was clean. I moved in, I have the key. It's my place now. So she comes the day later, I think. Yeah, so she came that Monday and got like the majority of her stuff and was just like, yeah, I can't fit it all, so I'm just gonna come back another time and get my things. When I asked her when she was gonna come get her stuff, she was like,
I don't really know, I need to find her bag, blah, blah, blah.
I was like, of course. Tell me why she didn't come get the rest of her stuff until I moved out in July. That stuff stayed in the living room for the whole time that I lived there. And she's lucky I'm a nice person. Everybody I was telling this about too, they were like, you should see what she has, see if she has any good items you could have. You should sell it, you should throw it out, you should just put it in the hallway. And I'm just like, no, like, I'm just gonna leave it there. It's not bothering me. I mean, it's kind of the principle, but it's not bothering me, it's not in the way. So I'm just gonna leave it there. So Fast forward to June. I was subleasing illegally, basically, whatever. And technically, you're supposed to apply to the apartment, get approved, and then pay a fee and become a sublease or subletter. I don't know the correct term. So we never did that because she would have had to pay a $500 fee. And I was just like, that's a lot of money. Like, we can just avoid all that. Everything should be fine. She was like, cool, thanks, whatever. The day of my birthday, she texted me and was like, is there a lockout fee that you didn't pay because they're threatening to evict you? There was a lockout fee that I didn't pay, and they were like really pressed to get that bill paid. So they called her mom, and her mom was like, what are you talking about? She doesn't even live there anymore. And in their heads, they're probably like, well, somebody's living there, somebody's paying them rent, like, who's living there? So honestly, I don't even know how they knew she wasn't living there, just because her mom said she's not living there. The rent's getting paid, right? Oh, okay. So why would their first thought be like, oh, somebody else is living there, whatever? So the next morning, I wake up and I was just chilling in my room, and somebody's knocking on the door, and they come in and they're like, it's management or something like that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, why are they here? So I get dressed and I go out in the living room, and they're like, hi, we spoke to her. It's been a really rough process trying to communicate with her, but basically you're subleasing illegally, and we're going to give you till the end. We'll give you until tomorrow at this time to either apply and pay the subleasing fee, or you have to leave. And in my head, I'm just like, okay. She's like, all right, sorry, this all had to happen, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I'm like, you're not sorry because you tried to kick me out. So I go back in my room, and I'm just like, what the hell? I text her, I'm like, they said I have until tomorrow to get my stuff out. And she's like, yeah. I was like, you gotta pay the $500 fee. Like, I don't have it right now. Plus, I wasn't about to pay that fee and then she doesn't pay me back, because I already knew what happened with moving into this place. So I did not trust her to pay me back at all, even though I had the money. So she was like, yeah, you should be fine. Like, I'll probably have the money by tomorrow. I'm just like, you'll probably have the money by tomorrow. I'm just like, judging based off of this whole subleasing situation, I feel like my best option is to just pack my stuff and leave and move out, so I don't come home from work and my stuff is on the street. And she was just so unreliable. So I go to work, I'm super stressed at work. I'm like, I told her, I said, can you let me know by tonight if you get the money or not, because I need to pack up my room. Like, I have a whole room and kitchen to pack up. I was like, can you let me know? I don't even think she even responded. So I get home from work and I just start packing. Like, my boyfriend came over, he helped me, and I like went in the living room to like put something in there, and I just started crying. Like, I was so stressed out. I didn't want this whole living situation to end this way. Like, I didn't want to have to force myself into somebody else's home, especially when I was far from where I worked. Like, it was just really, really stressful. And so the next day, I texted her. I'm like, okay, so what's going on? Mind you, this is the morning I'm supposed to be moving. I said, what's going on? And she was like, I can get the money, but it won't be until 5 or something like that. So I go and I find the lady who came into my apartment the day before that was part of management, and I was like, hey, I spoke to her. She said she'll have the money, but not until 5. Like, can you just give us like a little bit more time? And she's like, you know what? I appreciate you communicating this with me. Like, trying to get in contact with her has just been such a hassle, and the fact that like you're coming to me and speaking with me just shows me that you're responsible, and will definitely not touch your things just because you came and spoke with me. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. So I'm at work and the girl texting, she's like, okay, I paid the fee, But I didn't realize that there was a $250 fee for me that I had to pay. I thought she just had to pay the $500. I had to pay a $250 fee, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is just never ending. Like I said, I had the money, but it's like that was $250 that was going towards my next month's rent. It wasn't supposed to be on top of this month, and then now I can't apply it to the next month. So I paid the $250. She paid her $500. My name was technically on the lease, so everything was fine pretty much. I did really enjoy living in that apartment. It was kind of expensive, but it was nice because it was across from my job, it was across from the mall, restaurants, nail salon, movie theater. Like, it was great. But yes, my first apartment experience is definitely one for the books, one that I will be telling my children about, or I can just show them this video. Now I'm in a new apartment. The moving situation was basically a breeze. Like, my name is on this lease. I'm not living somewhere illegally. There were no really like red flags that I ignored before. But yeah, I'm in like a great living situation. I'm so thankful that this was 10 times easier to do than the last time. But like I said, it's a story to tell. Moral of the story, if there's red flags for anything, especially moving, just don't ignore them. Definitely take them into consideration before you end up finding somebody's dildo and almost getting kicked out on the street in 24 hours. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully I'll be back next week. No, I will be back next week with another video. So make sure you like, comment, you subscribe, you turn your notifications on, send them to your mom, your aunt, your sister, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your baby daddy. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.